This is the first thing that you need to do in order for you to start making a change in your life, right? You know what? Have you ever realized that in life that you want to achieve specific goals, right? You want to be in better shape, you want to make more money, you want to have a better relationship with your spouse, your partner, you want to have a better relationship with your parents, your siblings, your relatives, or even your colleagues at work. And finally, you also want to grow spiritually. But let's say, what if you're somebody who's not coming from a, well, you know what they call like the bottom, your rock bottom, because sometimes in life you just grew up average, right? You grew up in such a manner that you were not that fat. You grew up in such a manner that you haven't really gotten hurt in relationships, or you did not grow up in poverty, or even like probably you were to some extent not religious, or you haven't felt like the need for you to be spiritual or for you to grow or find your purpose in life. So you find yourself in a situation whereby you are coming from an average existence, so there's not really that big of an incentive for you to want to change, because I can tell you that that is the thing that I am currently facing right now, especially when it comes to wealth. Is like, I want to make a lot of money. I want to live the lifestyle that I want for myself. I want to live a lifestyle whereby I'm not uh, at a point whereby I'm talking about my needs, but my needs are already fulfilled, and I'm talking only about my wants, like where I want to travel to, not even have to worry about money at all. Driving the type of cars that I want, be able to afford the lifestyle that I want for myself. So the biggest issue is now you want to make that change. But the issue is that you don't have that rock bottom. You don't look back in your childhood and think, oh, I was really poor, and because I was so poor, that is the thing that is driving me. Or even like this, I don't have that much of financial burdens. Like, I don't, personally speaking, I don't even have a financial burden. So what is the thing that I can do to actually drive myself to want to achieve the goals that I want for myself? Here's the first thing, is that, and this is something that I learned from Owen Cook, is that he speaks about connecting to your pain, connecting to your pain of how much an average life is boring, how much of an average life is not good for you, how much of an average life is mediocre, how much of an average life is not worth it. So the challenge is that you must be able to, in your mind, convince yourself that this is not good. This is not worth it. This is not worth you living a life like this. Because you may be living that average life. Like for me, I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I am working currently, right? And I earn enough money for me to be able to just live comfortably. But now, when I look around, I'm actually not happy about where I am. I want more. I want more. I may be content about what I have. I may be grateful for what I already have. I'm not saying that, oh, what I have, it's the worst, because I know that there's people that are already in a worse situation for me. And also being grateful means also I am not yet satisfied with where I am. I am not willing to settle where I am. So every day I convince myself that this kind of lifestyle is boring. This kind of lifestyle is not worth it. This kind of lifestyle where you're living sort of like an average existence is mediocre. So every day when I look around, even though I'm driving a car right now, and I can have my own transportation, I still look at the car as being mediocre, because I can afford more. I can have the car of my dreams right now. So why am I not having it now? So when I see the car, I'm grateful that I have the car, because I know so many people don't have it in the first place. And also, and above that, I don't want to be satisfied there. So I look at my car and I'm like, yeah, man, look at the car that I'm driving. With such amazing cars out there that are available, like a Nissan GTR, which is actually my dream car. Why should I be stuck driving like a normal Corsa? Why should I be stuck only affording the food that I can get from any regular supermarket? Why can't I be able to afford even organic food? That's another example. I am able to buy veggies like from your normal veggie stores, but I'm not satisfied with that. I want the purest form of veggies, those that are organic. You want to eat grass fed meat. So every day when I look at the food that I'm eating, I'm not satisfied with that. I am not satisfied with the supplements that I'm able to take right now. Yes, I can afford a few supplements, but they are not the best of the best. So that is not satisfying. How am I allowing myself to live an average life when there is more? When there is more, why should I allow myself to be satisfied with what is average? Because sometimes what is average, a lot of people below average would think that, oh wow, you've made it in life. But to you, because you've been exposed to what is more, then this is below standard. Right? You have to be able to convince yourself in your mind. You have to see it every day. You have to sort of drive up that dissatisfaction of where you are and only look towards to where you want to be. The second thing that you need to do if you want to achieve something great, especially starting from an average life, like you've never really been poor, right? You've never been really fat and out of shape. You've never been really so skinny that you were embarrassed about what you see in the mirror. You have never been heartbroken that much that it pushed you to actually want to learn more about relationship and become a better version of yourself. So how do you achieve success? How do you achieve great success in those areas, even though you haven't experienced deep trauma? Because sometimes ask yourself, why does it have to be that you have to get to a point where you become so sick, whereby you have to go to the hospital and then your health is in danger, your own life is in danger? Why do you have to go hit rock bottom only for you to find out that your health is important and you need to take care of it every day? Why does it have to be that? Why does it have to be that you have to become poor? You have to lose everything that you want only for you to be able to appreciate it. Why can't you start appreciating it now and aiming for more, seeing where you are already as being the lowest you can be and only aiming for high? So the second thing that you can do now is changing your environment, because your environment has a minimum standard of living. Wherever you are, whatever type of information that you receive is your environment. And every time when I break down environment, I break it into the information that you receive. That's number one, the information that comes into your head. Also, at the same time, the physical location in which you are at, that's your environment. And also the people that you hang around. First of all, the information that you receive. Who are you following on social media? What type of media are you getting on a daily basis? What is that media saying in your mind? What standard is it? What standard of living is it curating? Like, for example, I was watching this guy called Wes Watson, and I saw that the standard that he has for himself and the people that are around him is a way, way, way high standard. Like, I mean, he already owns like 4 to 5 Rolls Royces. And from his video, he's asking, I'm wondering, why are you not owning even one? I'm thinking to myself, like this, I'm quoting him. He's saying, I'm thinking to myself, it's not good that I only own 5. I also want to own 7. So I'm like, damn, so this person's standard is way high, and it's all because of the information that I can get only through social media. Secondly, the environment and location in which you are. Something that I realized a long time ago, the first time, or not the first time, but since I've started going to Sandton in South Africa, called the richest square mile in Africa, is that I've realized that the standard of living there is totally different. You walk around in the streets and then you see a Porsche. And then an hour later, you see another one. And then you see a Ferrari. And then you see a C63. And then maybe you'll see a Lamborghini. Like you see your dream cars, you'll probably see it 3 times in one day. And then you realize that, oh, this is how people are living. This environment, if I was on like a salary of just 10,000 rands, how can I survive in that environment? How in the world will I even be able to be around that environment with the income that I have? So there's a bare minimum of income that you must make. And usually that income is even way above what is your current standard. So you need to change your environment and be around an area where people are literally having a higher standard, like the bare minimum. The bare minimum is a Porsche. So why haven't you gotten your Porsche? The bare minimum is a Ferrari. The bare minimum, or let's say in relationships, if you were to be around, physically around people that are more married, when you were to be in a space where people are more married, then more than likely that location for where you are will curate your mind for marriage. And now this speaks to the third thing as well, is that the people that you are around set the standard. As human beings, we are very social creatures. We are very social creatures. We look to other human beings in our circle of influence and we model those people. They always have an influence on how we act. I think I remember seeing a video where somebody was explaining a stat and saying that, you know what, if you are at work and then they place you next to somebody who's a high performer, your productivity automatically goes up by 20%. Literally by being next to, let's say they put you next to an executive, like you're so close to them, and then you see how they act, how they walk, how they behave, how they handle themselves all the time. Literally your productivity is gonna go up by 20%. Now, also in contrast, if they put you close to people who wanna just do the bare minimum, who are not high achievers, who have a standard that is way, way lower than yours, then your own productivity will go down by 30%. So it now speaks to the people around you. They always say that you are the average of the 5 people that you are around. And sometimes even I think, you know what, you're not the average. You are the people that you are around. You are exactly the people that you are around. The way they behave, you are going to behave. So now question is, if you want to achieve success, if you're starting from where you are, whether you're coming from an average existence or even you're coming from the lowest rock bottom you can hit, if you want to achieve something great, also curate the people that are around you. What are the 5 closest people that you hang around and what is their standard? Where is their standard of living? What are they saying is the bare minimum? If the bare minimum of the people that you are around are saying that they have to earn at least 100K per month, at least 6 figures per month, and that is the standard they set for themselves, then you automatically have to also qualify for that standard just to be around them. So now you have a group of people that have high standards, higher standards than you, and you should live up to those goals. Remember, we are social creatures, and like they say, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. So this is my ideas on what it would take for you to achieve an amazing life wherever you are. Whether you're starting from rock bottom or you're starting from an average existence, of which that has been my biggest issue that I'm facing, is that I'm coming from what you would consider as average, nothing really hitting rock bottom. And in my mind right now, I want to curate myself for success. So I'm asking myself, what can I do right now? What can I do today? How can I change to become and live an amazing freaking life where I am? I don't want to settle for average. And that are the two biggest things that I want to share with you today. Is that number one, start seeing your life in such a way that is dissatisfying. How can you describe your life in such a way that you're not satisfied? And then the second thing is change your environment. By environment, I mean the information that you consume into your mind, the physical location in which you are at, and also the people whom you are around. Those people would have a great impact on how you see life. So that is definitely the lesson for the day. And let's keep moving. I'm Momohwane.